Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever Aberdeen Out of the Darkness Experience opening ceremony. While this isn't the normal or the typical opening ceremony that we usually have at our events, it's a great reminder that no matter what happens, hope can never be canceled. Again, hope can never be canceled. I want to thank every single one of you for joining us here today. Thank you for joining the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention South Dakota chapter. Save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. We have a full opening ceremony planned for you today before you go out and walk. But before we do that, we have a few thank yous and a few shout outs. First, a huge shout out to Jess, who was really the mastermind behind this opening ceremony and the bead pickup in Aberdeen. So Jess, thank you so much for all your hard work. We also want to thank our outstanding sponsors. Our proud and loyal sponsors of this event include Gemini, Aberdeen Wings, the Odie Ice Arena, and Schwann's Financial Group. Our walk dollars and our sponsor dollars help our local South Dakota chapter support mental health research, provide prevention education programs, help us advocate for public policy, and support survivors of suicide loss. These walk dollars last year helped us to provide It's Real college students and mental health here in Aberdeen, as well as assist training. I could talk about AFSP and the great work that we do for a very long time, but it's important that we start our opening ceremony. So we're going to start with a few guest speakers.
Hi, I'm Angela Drake, and I'm the board chair of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention here in South Dakota. I joined AFSP to help share hope to those who need it. After losing my daughter Brittany in 2016, I set out on a mission to help save just one life. But I quickly realized, with the help of AFSP, we could share hope to save so many more. By coming together and raising funds, it allows us to continue to provide education. Even now, we're presenting virtually and in small groups. We're preparing for International Survivors of Suicide Loss Day, funding research programs, and advocating both on state and national levels to help make a difference. We know things look different this year, but we're also reminded that whatever happens, we're coming together in any way we can to create a culture that is smart about mental health and suicide prevention. We are here to remind everyone that no matter what, hope will not be canceled. So thank you for joining us and for coming together, even though it's different this year. Together, we can remain hopeful because more people than ever are getting involved and speaking out about how suicide has affected their lives. So take time today to be gentle with yourself, and remember, no matter what, hope will not be canceled.
I'm Bob Gebbia, CEO of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and it's an honor for me to welcome you to the Out of the Darkness experience. A heartfelt thanks goes to all of you, our amazing friends and supporters, for participating in this event and for raising awareness and funds for suicide prevention. Now, clearly, much has changed since last year's Out of the Darkness community walk. It's a challenging time. And on behalf of all of us at AFSP, our thoughts are with you and your families during this pandemic. We hope you are staying safe and healthy. And I can assure you the pandemic has not deterred AFSP from its work. We've adapted our life-saving programs, delivering them virtually, wherever and whenever possible, including Talk Saves Lives, our most used public education program. From the start of the pandemic, AFSP has been a leading voice about caring for one's mental health, using traditional and social media to convey messages about self-care, that physical distancing doesn't mean social isolation, and about staying in treatment or seeking treatment through telemental health. Now, we continue to make progress across all areas of our work. Our investment in research has continued, with 38 new studies funded since the start of the pandemic. We reached 1 million people during May Mental Health Month with our hashtag #RealConvo campaign. And in June, we launched new Seize the Awkward public service ads to empower teens and young adults to help a friend who is struggling. We held 38 state advocacy days since last fall, and the first ever virtual federal advocacy, where we had 1,400 participants from 50 states contact their members of Congress to support improved crisis services for people in emotional distress. And as an organization, we are speaking out about the inequities in access to mental health care, in particular for communities of color, and we continue to advocate for ending all health care disparities. Our interactive screening program continues to be used in schools and workplaces, giving people a safe and anonymous way to reach out for support. Since the start of the program, we've connected over 180,000 people to help they would not have otherwise sought. And when suicide does occur, AFSP is there to support the families and friends with programs and resources. This year alone, we will host more than 400 International Survivors of Suicide Loss Day events to offer comfort and support. None of this work would be possible without all of you and hundreds of thousands of others. We need you to be involved because our work is more critical than ever. Based on the latest CDC data, the suicide rate in the U.S. continues to trend up, and we are concerned that the isolation and grief and economic impact of the pandemic could contribute to further loss of life from suicide. But we believe an increase in suicide isn't inevitable, and with greater investment in mental health care and suicide prevention now, we can avert any increase and save many lives. Your participation in this event is lifting up those who struggle with thoughts of suicide, and you are remembering loved ones who we've lost, sons and daughters, siblings and parents, spouses, partners, and friends. The involvement of each of you is so critical to our mission of saving lives and bringing hope to those affected by suicide. Everything AFSP is doing is a direct result of your willingness to get involved. I hope you will stay involved. Because of you, we are able to fight for a day when no one will die by suicide. I look forward to seeing you all in person at an event sometime in the future. But until then, thank you and stay safe.
We hope you enjoyed our guest speakers. Before we start our honor bead ceremony, we're going to pause and view our hope and memory wall. And now it's time we start our honor bead ceremony. Each of us have our own stories and our own reasons for being here. As we gather here today virtually, we remember those reasons, and we share a symbol to keep them in our sights and in our hearts. Our honor beads played tribute to a loved one lost, a personal struggle, or a victory. They come in many colors, representing the diversity of our community's connection to this cause. It's my honor to introduce you to some of the extraordinary people who are a part of our community.
Hi, my name is Jess, and I am wearing the color orange for today's Out of Darkness walk. I wear orange as representation of the loss of a sibling. I lost my brother in May of 2019, and since then was able to attend the Out of Darkness walk held here in Aberdeen in 2019, shortly after his passing. I'm very grateful for that experience, to know that there's other suicide survivors and families out there who want to make a change, and that there's resources that we can all leverage, which I've leveraged myself as I navigate life without my brother. I really appreciate you all walking today, viewing this virtual walk. It is different than we've had in years past, but it's important. It's important to let people know that mental health is a priority and that we need to end the stigma so that way we can take care of our loved ones, and so no other family experiences this tragedy and this loss. So today I walk for my brother, and I'm so honored to be a sister and to be able to share his light, his story, and his love with other people through this walk experience. Thank you.
My name is Chrissy, and I walk today representing red beads for the loss of a significant other. About a year and a half ago, I lost my significant other to suicide. I know the pain and the heartache, and so I'm here to walk and help spread awareness and show people that there truly is hope. You just need to reach out. Your story isn't over.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I wear gold beads to represent the loss of a parent. While I am your AFSP staff member, I got involved with AFSP because I'm also a loss survivor. I'm from a very small town, and when I lost my dad to suicide, we couldn't talk about my dad. We couldn't talk about how he died, and I didn't understand why we couldn't talk about it. When I found AFSP, it really opened the world, because at AFSP, we're all about sharing our stories and talking about mental health. By talking about suicide and mental health, we can save lives. At AFSP, we do all kinds of different programming, we advocate, and we support survivors of suicide loss. When we talk about mental health, we can educate people on the warning signs and risk factors, and we can talk about how to have strong conversations if we're worried about someone.
I'm Angela, and I'm wearing white beads for my daughter Brittany. On March 24th of 2016, she lost her battle to depression and died by suicide. She was the all-American girl, star athlete, top student, a friend to all, a wonderful sister, cousin, granddaughter, and daughter. Brittany's battle through depression led us on a path to keep hope alive and fight this disease with all we have. Her smile and caring attitude to everyone around her masked her pain, but she was always battling more than anyone saw. In her short life, she taught us all to love, help, hope, and fight through the darkness. Though Brittany lost her battle, we will continue to fight the war with our help of our friends and family and AFSP.
Taylor was a very close friend to me all through our childhood and early adult life, and unfortunately decided to take his own life early last summer. A few weeks before he did that, we were together for a long weekend, so please can cherish that. About a week ago, my nephew had asked me what the Hope poster was for, and I told him. a little bit about the story that Taylor had taken his life, and it was hard for him to comprehend. He had a soft heart, and he was a little slow to get back up because it's a very serious thing. And again, going back to the beginning, I'm proud to represent this because I don't want anyone to feel what I'm feeling. I want to make sure that I do at least what I can do to make sure that whether it be through this video, through the sign, or however else someone else might see fit, or myself, to talk about the depression and the disease, because it's a silent killer, as we all know. And
my name is Tracy, and today I represent Blue Beads in support of suicide prevention. They represent the work I do each day in the field of mental health by raising awareness and sharing hope. Today, I walk in support of those in my life that have lost loved ones and to help honor their lives.
If you wear silver beads to represent the loss of a first responder or military, please know you are not alone and your AFSP family supports you.
My name is Nikki, and I wear green beads symbolizing personal struggle or attempt. And honestly, I am just so grateful to be alive. I struggled for years with depression and addiction. And after 8 years of being sober now, my eyes are open, and I've made it my life's mission to help other people realize that there is hope and that they do have a purpose.
These beads, these courageous people, they represent our dedication, our commitment, and our strength as a community. We are united in our goal and determined to bring suicide prevention out of the darkness and save lives.
All right, it is about time to officially kick off the walking portion of today's event. If you are outside, please bundle up. It's cold in Aberdeen. We hope that you're able to get outside, get a little exercise and movement, and that time with your friends and family as we all walk to represent struggle, loss, and the life that we still have to continue to live, and share the message of hope with everyone here in our community. If you're watching from home, or maybe watching this archived later, thank you. Please share this on your social media platforms. We do want to make sure people in our community here in Aberdeen, in this area, know that there are other survivors, that there are resources, and that there is hope in Aberdeen to an end to suicide. Let's end the stigma together. Let's walk together. And thank you so much for your participation and your support. And to all those who are still struggling, please be strong. Please know you are so loved and so cared about, and we need you here. Thank you. Have a great walk, and please share memories and stories about the people that we're missing today.
Please be sure to take tons of pictures of you and your teams out walking for mental health. Please use the hashtag StopSuicideSD and tag our South Dakota chapter on Instagram and Facebook, so we'll be constantly reminded that hope can never be canceled. Thank you so much for your support today. If you'd like to learn more about this event or make a donation, you can go to afsp.org/AberdeenSD. Always remember that you are never alone. You can always call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255, or you can text TALK to 741-741 to get connected to resources and help. Remember, you are not alone.